Hey folks, Vortex here. Welcome to my review of the TinHifi CO or C0. I've also called it ELF. This is a very budget price model. It's about $14 for this one I have here. And yet, unusual, full disclaimer is I'd like to thank Linsoft for sending me this to try, so thank you very much. I was not paid to do this video, nor thoughts and opinions on my own. So yeah, let's just get into it. So very basic packaging, but this is $14. There is also, I think, one with a mic and maybe a DSP or something like that, which is, I think, a little bit more, but this is the cheapest variant. So there's some things to scan. Again, super basic packaging, but it doesn't really matter. So here's the different options. Obviously mine, you will see, but mine is a blue one. It's actually quite a nice colour. Bit of reflection to it. I'm not too bothered about packaging at the low, if it's really, if it's really cheap to buy. But yeah, pull that out. Have a look at that in a sec. So tips, quite a few. Bit of paperwork. A bunch of tips. Good to see that these are 4 pairs. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, 5 pairs. Plus that's already on there, so you get 6 pairs of tips. So yeah, slightly bigger than I expected, but 2-pin, which is good to see instead of MMCX. Kind of a vent on the back. And that's it. That was the show. Something a bit different. Hopefully the tuning's pretty good. A lot of TinHifi stuff has actually been pretty good, really. So hopefully it's not some crazy V-shape, because sometimes you get these micro driver ones, these small ones, and they can be like really aggressively tuned. But anyway, I've no idea what this sounds like. So yeah, see you in the future after I've spent some time with it. Yes, so welcome to my review section of the TinHifi C0, the ELF model as it's on the box. So yeah, mine is meant to be the special version. So this set is $18. There's also versions which are $14. So best to check which is which if you're interested. But yeah, it's the $18 one. So obviously mine's blue. This is what it looks like, obviously fitted. The cable is on the cheaper side, as you can imagine. It's quite thin, but it seems to work okay. But I'm not sure the longevity of it. Down to a 3.5. It's okay. It's really thin. So obviously that's what it looks like attached. And that's it. So also they're a nice colour. So let's go on to kind of the comfort and ultimately the fitment. Now I struggled a bit with the comfort because I don't think these fit as well as a normal IEM because of its shape. It took a bit of fiddling. The same for the tips. I don't think these tips are very good. I think them far too soft. Again, you might have to tip roll a bit. But in the end, I did manage to get a good seal, but it wasn't straightforward. But anyway, that's what they look like. Obviously 2-pin there. They're very light, but the build seems okay. Yeah, so micro details on this set is actually not too bad at all. Yeah, so they seem fine. Seems actually fine. I can't remember the driver tech they use, but I'd say the kind of detail that these put into your ears is actually, if it's the same one as it's in the $14 model, I think it's actually pretty good. Stage seems okay, really, and the imaging seems okay. Again, obviously this kind of price bracket under $20. Don't expect to light the world on fire with its performance, but they are okay. The timbre of these set is actually not too bad as well. Obviously it's a unique kind of shape and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, anyway, so sound, obviously that's what we're here for. Obviously I hope that the cheaper model sounds the same as the more expensive 80 model here. Anyway, I'll put the graph on there so you can have a look. Now, yeah, my set has a little bit of an imbalance in the bass section. I did graph it multiple times, and it kept coming back the same thing. I rebooted my PC, done it again, and it come back the same. So mine does have a bit of an imbalance. To be honest, I didn't really notice it though. I only saw it after when I graphed it, which is obviously after my listening. So the low end I'd say it has enough. Personally, I like it a bit more, but it kind of has like a one note kind of bass from what I tried. Again, my music is typically electronic, but it's fine. It's just an. I think most folks might want a bit more, but I was okay with it. Again, it's more of an affordable set, so you got to take some compromises. But to be honest, for its price, I was actually quite okay with it. Mid range again is kind of the same story. It's okay. I like that it has gradual gain towards the treble, so it sounds more realistic instead of being super shouty like some of these cheaper models are. It's actually fine. There's a little bit of bleed from the bass. Again, it's not that much, so vocals on this set actually don't sound too bad at all, really. And not much to say, really. It's kind of average, as I kind of expect. So treble, there's that big peak near the 15k. I didn't really notice that. So also bear in mind, these couplers, they're not meant to be accurate beyond 10. It's just a guidance tool, really. So anyway, treble, obviously there is a peak at the 3k. Now I'm glad that the pin is there and not lower. So I didn't really find this set fatiguing. Also, I didn't notice any sibilance either. And the 8k peak is just resonance from the coupler, when we measure it. But yeah, it's not too bad at all. I'm quite glad they've kept it at that, as in like the amount of treble. So it does actually sound quite detailed. It does sound quite clear. It actually sounds a little bit better than I expected. So when I first used it, I thought, oh, they kind of stand a little bit more than the $14, $18 kind of price point. By everything in the treble range, I was quite happy with it. I'd like more extension, but then again, this is a budget pair, so you can see, past the 8k, it rolls off like a cliff. I know a lot of people want a bit more air and more extension, but this set, it is what it is. But again, like I said a few times, it's a budget set, so you can't have your cake and eat it for $14, $18, depending on the set if you want to get them. But overall, the treble is actually okay. I was actually quite pleased overall with what it is. So, short and sweet conclusion, do I recommend this set? Obviously, I don't know what the other variants are like, so I'm just going off my set, which is the blue $18 special version. The tips I found a bit too soft, and the ear hook design, it took a little bit of fiddling. It may work for you first time, but I'm just saying my experience from it. Everybody's a bit different. Tuning on this is okay. Obviously, I think QC is okay. Obviously, I wish the QC was better. Obviously, you want both sides to match perfect, but it's okay. Bass is fine. Again, it sounds like one note kind of bass to me, if you know what I mean. Mid-range is fine. Treble's fine. If it was me, I want a little bit more extension. But then again, it's fine. So, do I recommend this set? For this one, I do. Sure. For $18, it's alright. It's not amazing. It's not a bad set. It's kind of a average set. Good to see something a bit different. Obviously be a bullet type. But because it has the hook, it's for cable up. But on the cheaper variants, it's 2-pin, but it doesn't have the hook. So you might be able to use that cable down. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If I think I missed anything, just please do let me know in the comments. And yeah, not a bad set. Kind of an average set, really, in my opinion. So yeah, see you in the next video. I've got something nice coming next. Hype 2, if you know what that is. See you in the next video.